Is fate real? Is destiny even a thing, or does it all depend on us? Hello guys, and welcome back to a new episode of, wait for it, the Perspective Project podcast with your host Anushka. And yeah, you might have seen a new vibe, a new name, a new logo, and just an entirely new aesthetic of the brand and of the podcast. As inspiring and as thrilling the journey of the 20s Unraveled podcast has been, I mean, yes, most of my experiences will be more relatable to the audience in their 20s, but I've heard many people, and according to my analytics, there are people in their 30s and there are people in their 40s that are also listening to my podcast, at least some of the episodes, which led me to the realization that the name of the podcast wasn't really doing justice as to what I was trying to achieve with it. And I do not give advice or solutions to the listeners, but I share my 2 pennies or 2 cents, and I share whatever realizations and lessons that I have learned through my life and my experiences, so that others can mostly relate to it and feel like they are not alone. This is not the place or space where I am teaching you something. Hopefully, through all of these episodes, you might have taken a bit of inspiration or advice or whatever it is that you are seeking for. But my main agenda or my main aim was never to be like the guru or someone who has all the answers, because the truth is I do not have all the answers. I myself am trying to figure out how to do life, how to live in the present moment day by day, and just be the best version that I can be and get closer to my goals. With this change of the name and everything of the podcast, I felt as if it was needed, because nothing is set in stone, and I want that hope to be spread across all age groups. I don't just want to focus on one age demographic just because I am in my 20s, Change is possible. Everything is constantly changing and evolving. That is the message that I want to spread with each and every episode that I make. As far as the name goes, why I chose to keep it as the Perspective Project is because I believe that all of the events that occur in our lives are just neutral. They don't really have a meaning. It's just a series of circumstances after circumstances that are just happening. It's not right or wrong, but it's the meaning that we attach to a situation that makes it either feel like a lesson or makes it feel like an energy fuel. Your life is what your perception is. Your life is the way you see it. If you view your life as something that is so exciting, and that every circumstance or event that occurs in your life, even if it challenges you, if you view it as an opportunity to grow, to reach the next level, of course your life will feel like it. It will feel like a game. You will have gamified your life. And on the other hand, if you're like, oh my God, the God, universe, or everything is just out to get me, life is just so unfair, and things are never working out in my favor, your life will feel just as heavy. I think this is the journey that we as humans are on, where we're just trying to take it day by day. We're living our lives, and at the end of the day, all of us just want to be happy, truly feel the joy. In order to feel that joy, it is the perspective, it is the perception that needs to be changed. You need to look out for the positives, or how a situation is turning you into the person that you want to become. I truly believe in the fact that your mind is the master, and you don't have to be in its control. You can be the master of your mind. You can be the mastermind. And once you control the thoughts, the beliefs that it has, once you truly understand the mechanisms of how it works and what's true, what's not true, what's fact, and what's just a made-up belief, I think it can be such a powerful tool. We don't need artificial intelligence and all of those stuff. If you master this, you can master your entire life. And that is the reason why I chose this name, this new name. That is the story behind the name. I hope it wasn't much of a change and it didn't feel like, what is happening? I just want this space to be for everyone who hopes and who is optimistic about the future and who is interested in bettering themselves through each and every experience that they have. And I want to be able to share my journey with you guys so that we can grow together, we can help each other. I want to build like a whole uplifting community of people who just want the best out of their lives, you know? So that is the story behind the entire rebrand that has took place. And it took up a lot of time. Life is not really in our control. Now, bear with me. The choices that you make, the decisions that you make are under your control. But how they come at your step, how they turn out to be, is not really under our control. As much as I love certainty, as much as I just want to know what is going to happen in the next few days, in the next few months, even years, decades, I have to accept the fact that life is uncertain. Things can go either ways, you know. I just have to be okay with it. That is the secret ingredient. You just have to be okay with it. You have to believe in yourself and have so much faith that things are going to work out in the best way possible, and that you are capable to handle any of the challenges that come along your way. There's this really amazing concept that I learned about a few months ago. It's called the Locus of Control. And there are like two aspects to it. There's an external locus of control and an internal locus of control. And the people who have an internal locus of control, they focus all of their attention onto the things that are under their control, the things that they can change, the things that they do have some power over. And the people who have an external locus of control, they kind of spend a lot of time and energy thinking about the stuff that they have no control over. It's like, you know, suppose you have an exam to give. Instead of worrying about your progress and how much you know, how much you have learned, if you're focused on how the paper is going to be set, how difficult it is going to be, that should be none of your concern. You should be prepared enough. You should be so focused on the way that you are prepping for the exam that you do not have to worry about the difficulty level of the paper. This is a really easy mental tool to develop. I highly recommend a video by The Therapy in a Nutshell. She explains this concept very well, and she gives tips as to how you can achieve this sort of mentality as well. We should not be too dead set on, oh my god, I just want this. If I don't get this, my entire life is going to be ruined and I'm just never going to be happy again. You should not be making a bucket list with that intention in mind. Just write down your goals so that you do have a direction about where you want to end up, and then accordingly take the steps day by day. That is it. That is it. We don't want to live so much into the future that we forget to live in the present moment. I thought of this because for the last, I think, 3 to 4 months, I have been so focused on the future, about how it's going to be, what I'm going to do, where I'll end up. I was so focused on the future that it sort of became a little difficult for me to be totally present today. I felt as if I had a blindfold on and I was just living life on autopilot, basically. And so I think there should be a balance between how much you want to spend time thinking and worrying and planning about the future, and how much you want to spend here in the reality, in the 3D reality. Just focus on the next step of the stairway. Just focus on the next step, or the next 2 steps at max. You cannot climb or fly through an entire stairway. That is just impossible. Have faith in yourself. Build a lot of self-esteem. There's one friend of mine who is so confident. Whenever like a test comes, whenever there's an interview or whatever, he might be nervous, but he's like, you know what? I'll figure it out. I always do. Haven't you figured out all of the past problems that were thrown your way? Haven't you found the solution? Haven't you beat the dust? And aren't you here right now? Aren't you present right now? You are. You have literally beat 100% of your bad days. No matter how long it took you, you did that. And so, what proof is there? What evidence is there that you will not be able to solve any future problems that you have? You are you. Like, you've been here on this planet for so many years. You've gained so much experience. How the hell can you not figure stuff out? You can. Hype yourself up. It is not wrong to be confident in yourself and your abilities. Even if you don't know things, you are so worthy. You are so worthy. You need nothing else. You just need an action to follow the direction. As simple as that. Rest if it's gonna work out, it's not gonna work out. What if I don't end up being successful? What if I end up disappointing my family? It is none of your concern. And the future doesn't exist yet. What you have is now. What you have is the present moment. The past and the future, they're literally not here. So I don't know what you're worried about. Don't take life too seriously. You are here to have fun. You're here to experience how being a human is. Be curious about your abilities, about your strengths, about how you experience life. That is what it is all about. And oh my gosh, by the way, did you hear? We hit 50 subscribers on YouTube. Honestly, 50 is a big number. If 50 people were there in my room right now, I'd be feeling really claustrophobic. So, thank you to each and everyone who has taken out the time to watch any of the videos that I upload, and for being so kind to hit the subscribe button. And to whoever watching this, if you haven't hit that red button, do it right now because this girl really needs it. Celebrate every little accomplishment. Even if you are achieving the tiniest and littlest of things, go out, have fun, and be like, yeah, I did that. Even if others judge you, why the fuck do you care? Like, seriously, why? Why do you have to care? So, that is it from my side, you guys. This is your host, Anushka, and I'm so grateful and so glad that you decided to spend your time with me yet again for another episode. And don't forget to follow the podcast's Instagram because it's going to get lit. We are going to have so much fun in there. You're going to see the BTS of the episodes, some really amazing motivational stuff. The vibe is on. The vibe is on, you guys. I'm highly motivated and you're going to see it. You're going to see it if you follow the Instagram. And I'll see you back with yet another episode if I do have an insight or thought that I want to share with you. Bye. Take care. Have fun.